Hey y'all, today's video is going to be covering different news highlights that I found. I'm going to try to keep it shorter and simpler this time. So let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm going to be jumping straight into the action here. We got a video about Mr. President Biden getting confused, thinking this lady's asking him out on a date. So let's check it out. Alright y'all, this video comes to us from CNBC television. Let's check it out. No, he's not. It's just disinteresting. Whether I would call?
Oh, I think he is a war criminal.
Yeah, she's wondering if you're gonna call her tonight, buddy. Alright, y'all, this next video is brought to us by WPLG Local 10 down in Florida. They're having all them spring breakers come into town, and a lot of shootings, crazy stuff going on down there, so they're implementing a curfew. So let's check it out. This one's called "Majority of Spring Break Arrests in Miami Beach Have Been Locals, Not Tourists."
Miami Beach has declared a state of emergency after a weekend of spring break chaos.
It's a state of emergency down there right now.
Back-to-back shootings. Miami Beach is now imposing a midnight to 6 a.m. curfew starting this Thursday night.
Midnight to 6 a.m. curfew. Now this was released yesterday, so they're waiting 2 days, not just Wednesday to Thursday, but Tuesday to Wednesday to
right
Thursday.
Now, 12 blocks from here, spring break central.
Obviously can't be that bad.
City leaders are meeting at City Hall trying to figure out how to rid Miami Beach of spring break totally. That is what the goal has been for a few years, but the numbers we're now learning,
God bless
it's
America.
not really about spring break tourism at all. The spring breakers may bring the crazy, but it looks like the locals are the ones bringing the crime.
Where are you from?
Maryland.
I'm from Jersey.
I'm from New York.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Some first-timers, some are spring break regulars.
Looking at palm trees, eating good food.
The special police presence, tourist attraction by day, is overwhelmed by night. City leaders' years-long efforts to get spring break off South Beach may seem focused on annual visitors.
City of Miami Beach has declared a state of emergency.
But stats show the locals may be most to blame, like the 19-year-old
gonna have a state of
arrested Monday.
emergency.
He's from Hialeah. The Smith and Wesson,
But you ain't gonna
with
do
an
nothing
ultimate
about
serial
it
number he
for 2
reportedly
days.
ditched, is among
No
37
curfew, there's a
weapons
state of
seized just in the
emergency.
last
Everything's
few
going
days.
crazy.
Certainly
We
the
gotta
guns
do a
that
state of
come
emergency,
on an
but
airplane
we're gonna wait
obviously.
2 days.
So we know that much
2
of the
days for
worst
that
conduct
curfew.
is coming from
Midnight to
people
6
who
a.m.
literally live somewhere near South Florida.
According to Miami Beach
That's
Police,
called,
since spring break enforcement started
not doing
on February 18th, more than half the citywide arrests are people who live locally in Miami-Dade. Causeway
February 18th. How long
crossers,
is spring
not
break?
spring break tourists.
I remember getting
Those
a week
numbers
off, man.
on
What is
track
this?
to match spring break 1 year ago. Then, of 636 arrests in the South
I never
Beach
went to spring
Entertainment
break.
District,
How about y'all?
fully
You leave it down in the
508 of them
comments.
were
Tell me your
locals.
craziest
More than
spring break
100
story.
weapons seized.
You can't balance money you're getting from visitors and resort taxes with public safety. So we're always going to err on the side of making sure we're safer than not.
Make sure we're safer, but wait 2 days, man.
To some businesses. So right now, there's a lot of ideas being bounced around. Our crews at City Hall report that one of the commissioners actually suggested maybe we pay for businesses to actually shut down during spring break. There is a lot of disagreement on what kind of steps to take, but it is
the kids are still
going to
be there.
Something has to be done to make it safer. I'm Glenna Milberg, live on South Beach today, Local 10 News.
I'm gonna pay you to shut down. Holy moly. Alright y'all, this next video is brought to us by CBS Boston. They are announcing a 50-year-old cold case being solved, so let's check it out. As I just said, so this one's man arrested for 1971 murder of Natalie Schublin in Bedford.
An arrest in a murder case that went unsolved for 50 years. The district attorney says investigators have tracked down the man who stabbed and killed a woman in Bedford in 1971.
And the district attorney tells us it was new technology that helped police use old fingerprints to solve this case. WBZ's Paul Burton is live for us in Bedford tonight. And Paul, the victim has 2 children who are still alive.
Good job preserving them fingerprints, though. 50 years.
I tell you, Lisa and David, it's hard to imagine that this gruesome murder inside this Bedford home happened a half a century ago. And those two children at the time, now grown adults, have had to live with that pain for so many years. But now the DA's office says through incredible detective work and never giving up, the Shublin family can now begin to have some
Never
closure.
giving up, man.
This is a very bittersweet.
Incredible work.
For 50 years,
Incredible would have been solving it, you know, immediately, or solving it, you know, the next day or whatever, but incredible, right? 50 years later, it's incredible. I'm sure that's what the family of that lady were thinking. Incredible.
Today, we were able to call her son and daughter and tell them that we were taking the first step in holding to account the alleged perpetrator.
Shublin, a Bedford wife and mother of two, was
Ain't nothing incredible about 50 years.
On June 10, 1971. Investigators say Natalie's husband, Raymond Shublin, who was president of Lexington Trust Bank, returned home from work to find the body of his wife on the floor of their basement.
Mrs. Shublin was face down on the floor. Her ankles were tied
Incredible
together,
would have been.
and there was a makeshift gag around her neck.
Ryan says through incredible detective work,
Incredible again. Here we go.
Witnesses and using the FBI fingerprint database connected Massey to the crime scene. Nothing was taken from the home, but police say Natalie's car was stolen from the driveway.
Although the car appeared to have been intentionally wiped down to remove fingerprints, police were able to observe and collect several latent prints from it, including one from the passenger side back window.
Good. Just took them 50 years to find the guy.
She worked with Massey and several schemes to defraud banks in the 1990s.
She told the police that Mr. Massey
He's gonna get sentenced to like 25 to life or whatever, but his life's already over, man. He was, I don't know how old the guy was, but I'm imagining he was in his 20s to 30s when he murdered this lady.
Has been arrested.
It was crazy to find out when I was younger, too, to know that that kind of thing happened right in our house.
Now the dude's already 70, 80 now? Like, come on.
To know that the person's behind bars now.
Yeah, good to know.
And Massey
Just
was
not
arrested
incredible.
in his home in Salem without incident. He'll be arraigned at some point tomorrow in Woburn Superior Court. For now, we're live in Bedford. I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
Incredible work by detectives there, Paul. And we did.
All right, y'all. This next video is brought to us by our friends over at WPLG Local 10 again. So we got, you know, a couple videos from those guys. They out there covering the streets. Let's see what they got. All right, y'all. This video is called "Caught on Camera." An MMA fighter says other fighter ambushed him outside of a restaurant.
A local MMA
How stupid you gotta be, man. You already getting paid to fight.
Attacking another MMA star.
And you're gonna go out and fight somebody for free?
Exclusively from a witness to
Get a case?
Local 10's Rosh Lowe is live with a video now gone viral. Rosh.
We also just got video exclusively to Local 10, which could be very important in this case, and let me explain why. You'll see in a moment.
Sounds like the audio is a little messed up with this one.
At issue here is, was Colby Covington ambushed? When this story first happened, people may have said, what was this? Was it a publicity stunt?
Yeah.
I can tell you, we have spoken to Miami Beach police, and they are taking this very seriously.
What else could it be, man?
UFC superstar Colby Covington nursing a broken tooth
Covington.
outside of Poppy Steak on South Beach, according to eyewitnesses. Adam Weiss tells us what he saw.
One guy clocked him about 3 or 4 times in the face.
3 or 4 times.
Amazing that what stood out right away was how he didn't even go down.
In this exclusive video from Poppy
He's a big guy,
just
though.
into Local 10, this witness says you can see Covington.
There's a couple guys running up on him.
When he is ambushed.
I think he was hit by Jorge, and then looked like there were 5 of his buddies around him.
Let's watch again. This video shows the after.
5 of his buddies. Wow, so this was a jumping, huh?
Covington. But this time it wasn't in the ring. According to a Miami Beach police report,
So they already fought each other?
He was leaving the steakhouse when he was attacked by Masdival, who he says punched him with a closed fist twice in the face, fracturing a tooth. Masvidal took to social media.
That's
and
him?
posted the following.
Wow, dude, this guy is homeless. Show your face challenge.
What's up? I'm from Dade County.
What's up, man?
Back it up. That's how
I ain't gonna back shit up.
They were once friends.
You look like a
and now
bum.
enemies. Covington out-wrestled Masvidal earlier this month. Miami Beach police saying the case is under criminal investigation. The victim told cops
ain't gonna get paid for that fight,
quote, a hoodie
because you a
over
bum.
and sweatpants. He stated that he
dressing
was
like a
able to
bum.
identify Mr. Masvidal
Hoodie raised over his head
voice
and
looking
sweatpants.
at the upper half
Sounds like
of
comfy.
Mr.
You want to be
Masvidal's
comfy
face
getting in
to
that
include
fight.
his long curly hair sticking out of the hoodie.
Yeah, we know it's you
what's
with your
next?
bum hair.
Police say they are actively investigating the case and reviewing surveillance footage.
Dang,
So I reached out to Jorge and Colby multiple times today. So far, no comment. We did see some reports out there that Masvidal was upset because Covington said certain things about his kids. What will be very important now is Colby Covington. What will he do next?
So was it show your face challenge, or was it he said something mean about your kids?
Colby wants to press charges.
You should press charges. That guy's a bum.
Local 10 News.
He gets paid to fight. All right, y'all. This next one comes to us from Fox 10 Phoenix, where they got a drug bust that happened and went down. So let's check it out. All right, y'all. This one's titled 230 pounds of meth, 25 pounds of cocaine, and 25 pounds of heroin lands 2 Arizona men in prison. Let's check it out.
2 Arizona men are headed to prison after being found with hundreds of pounds of meth, cocaine, and heroin. The DEA did a months-long investigation.
Congratulations, boys. That's a big bust.
At a Tucson home.
Look at all that piss water. What the hell is that?
$3 million worth of drugs. 29-year-old Diego Bernal Robles and 44-year-old Cipriano Rojas Armenta were arrested.
29-year-old man. He ain't got no neck.
A 5-year sentence. Armenta sentenced to 3 years in prison.
Wait a minute. What did I say?
Armenta sentenced to 3 years in prison. Robles got a 5-year sentence. Armenta sentenced to 3 years in prison.
5 years and 3 years. All right, y'all. So apparently you only get 3 and 5 years in prison time if you got a $1.3 million worth of drugs you get busted with. That's crazy. That's more money than I make in 5 years. I don't see why 5 years, 3 years. That's crazy. These guys ain't no run-of-the-mill drug dealers, man. These guys is the plug's plug. Man, that's crazy. 3 to 5 years. How many people you know been locked up longer than that for a joint? It's crazy. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for checking out the video with me today. Hit that like, subscribe, any of that stuff. But most importantly, I want to hear your feedback. So go ahead and leave us a comment and tell us what you thought. Thank you.